Everybody shut up and action. We're gonna do a double review. We're gonna see if Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers, is a good movie, and the new one, Wallace and Gromit, When Vengeance Most Fowl, is a good movie. We're gonna talk about those two in Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers. It's a 30-minute animated film about Wallace and Gromit taking in a penguin who is secretly a villain. No, that's not a spoiler. It is heavily implied in the movie that's not that he's a villain. But you know, it's Wallace and Gromit. Wallace taking in this penguin for Feathers McGraw as a tenant in his house to make some money because they're going through some financial troubles because Wallace is an inventor. He needs money. He's not being able to pay his bills. He takes on a tenant who is silent yet very intimidating and pressureful. Like he comes in, didn't like the room that they were offering, so he takes Gromit's room, and Gromit has to adjust because they need the money. So this like, okay, whatever, you can take my room. We'll take that room he set up for the guest room. And it's like, okay, you got this entire dynamic of Wallace kind of overlooking Gromit, and like even though they're best friends, Gromit feels overlooked and unloved, and now it's like in this hunt for extra money, Feathers McGraw initially came to just use that as a hideout, but now he's taking advantage of Wallace's inventions to help him go about his schemes to heist a diamond and steal it for himself. And then of course Gromit's going to interfere when he figures that out, and that is kind of the story of, will Gromit be able to stop Feathers McGraw from stealing the diamond, and what will Wallace be doing this entire time? It is a fun movie, it is entertaining, and it is just a fun little 30 minute short movie to watch. The animation, claymation style animation, is beautiful. The characters, through their simplicity and the dialogue, very little dialogue performance, more through like subtle expressions and storytelling styles in that manner, where it's more the silent storytelling through this animation and just a few lines here and there. It is really nice and entertaining to watch. I really love the storytelling here, and it made for a really fun sort of watch, and it was a nice fun movie. Feathers McGraw as a villain is low-key terrifying, and you know, the edits of him also make him seem terrifying, but you know, Feathers McGraw is a really cool villain. He's silent yet such a badass. Though he's not like some dynamic supervillain where everything goes his way. He is really smart, but he also feels the pressure. He feels emotions. He's not like everything goes his way. It's like, oh my god, I'm reaching with a claw to get a diamond. I'm stressing out like crazy because I'm not some supervillain. I can plan everything out, but I am also easy to stop because I'm only human. I'm a penguin, but I'm like only human. And of course, it's kind of weird how all he has to do is put on a hat and suddenly everyone thinks he's a chicken, but and no one can recognize him like he's Superman, Clark Kent with glasses on. No one can recognize he's Superman, but you know, that's always fun, and he's a master of disguise, and you know, it made for a really fun, entertaining movie to watch, and it's a nice story. I give Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers, a solid 85%. It's a nice, fun little 30-minute short. Now we're going to talk about Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. This is the sequel to The Wrong Trousers that came out last year, and I'm giving you a spoiler warning if you haven't seen The Wrong Trousers, that this will have some spoilers, so that's your warning. 3, 2, 1. Now this is Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. This is the story about how Feathers McGraw is locked up after failing to steal the diamond from the last movie, and now it's kind of the same story being rinsed and repeat in a way. Once again, Wallace has been making a lot more inventions through these years, but now he's also facing financial difficulties again, and Feathers McGraw wants to steal the diamond. He wants to steal the diamond again, but he needs to get out of prison, and through Wallace's new invention, he somehow is able to hack into the robot that Wallace has invented to help Gromit's life. Like, this movie is heavily based on AI, and like its impacts about, oh my god, AI in the right hands, or at least this is the subtextual context I got from it. Oh my god, AI in the right hands can be used for good. Technology in the right hands can be used for good, but given the wrong hands, wrong purpose, it can be used for evil and nefarious purposes. And this is the story about Wallace in the look and search for money, once again wanting to use his robot he invented to help Gromit with his everyday tasks, like gardening, which Gromit clearly enjoys. He enjoys doing his gardening. Wallace was like, okay, you know, I'll build a robot that'll help you out, or the robot will do some gardening to make the garden look like a stereotypical sort of garden. You don't have to do any more work. Gromit doesn't like that, because now he's even replaced, Wallace has even replaced just giving the dog head pats with a robot to give him head pats, because, oh my god, what dog doesn't want his human to give head pats? You know, let's automate that for a robot. Not everything needs to be automated. That's kind of also another subtextual aspect of the movie. And, you know, of course, with this automation stuff going on, it's like, oh my god, you know, let me plug in, and this robot's kind of annoying me, so I'm gonna put it away somewhere else. And you know, with all these tensions sort of subtly being shown between Grommit and Wallace, the robot is gonna be impacted and given in the power of the wrong hands, with the Feathers McGraw somehow being able to get his hands on being able to turn the robots evil. The entire story unfolds about the robots trying to help Feathers McGraw over Wallace, and the police not being able to do anything. And it's just fun. I'm not going to go for furthermore in the story. None of that feels like a spoiler, but like, it's a heavily subtextual based movie here, where there's a nice fun little story going on the more visual aspect, and it's the same thing. Little dialogue mainly from Wallace and the other humans, and the animals can't really speak, and they are the more expressionate in this movie, and tell more from their face, and they tell most of the story themselves and the character dynamics between themselves through their subtle facial dynamics in this claymation animation, which is really beautiful once again. But you know, this entire story is really beautiful from the subtextual layers, and from the more surface level depiction, it is a nice fun little comedic movie about Feathers McGraw trying to free himself and take the diamond once again. And it's fun to watch. It's entertaining for sure. You'll enjoy the movie through and through, but it's a subtextual sort of subtly told story about AI and technology's impact, and the relation and its impact on the relationship between humans and technology, the relationship between Wallace and Grommit. And it's that story that really does hook you deeply and makes you a little more entertained by the story, and that's why I really enjoyed this movie for sure. I give it a solid 85%. I love this movie. I had a fun time watching it. It's a nice movie. I think everyone will enjoy watching it. Wallace and Gromit's animation style is unique and special, just like Studio Ghibli's is, and these are the type of movies that are nice, sit down with your family and watch type of movies. I think everyone can enjoy watching this movie for sure. It's a fun watch. So check it out. This was Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. We talked about Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers, which is like a prequel to this, and they were both good movies. So yeah, check them out. Peace.